Hi, friends. So we are going to do a STEAM this week about the gingerbread boy. We're going to learn all about the gingerbread boy next week, but we are going to stop for a minute so that you guys can watch the story about the gingerbread boy. And so you'll understand a little bit more about our STEAM activity. So let me stop for a minute so you guys can watch it. Here we go. Whoa, that was a great story. That's one of my favorites. So for our STEAM activity today, I baked some gingerbread cookies. Now, I didn't do it from scratch like the little old lady. I bought some cookies and baked them. And we're not going to put a button and all of that on them. But here are my gingerbread cookies. You guys are going to get some of these in just a little bit. Now, I thought that it had more in it than it did. So what I want you to do is, if there's one that you want to eat, if you want to try it, some people really like gingerbread, break it in half, just like that. And then you can eat half of the gingerbread cookie. So go ahead right now, and if you want, you can taste the gingerbread. If your mom or dad says it's okay, okay? So, I like gingerbread okay. It's not my favorite kind of cookie, but it's pretty good. All right, so I'm going to put this cookie on a paper towel and maybe finish it later. All right, so I still have 3 pieces of gingerbread cookie. I have this piece, 1, 2, 3. And I'm curious about other cookies too. So I have some Oreos, and I sent those to you guys. And I have some graham crackers. So I have different types of cookies. All right, and then I have my 4th piece, which is my piece that I get to eat. So in our story, the gingerbread boy jumps out of the oven and starts running. Are my cookies jumping out of the oven and running? No, they are not. Now, could be because I bought Slice and Bake, but probably it's because cookies don't jump out of the oven and run. Have you ever had a cookie that jumped out of the oven and ran? No, me either. That's why it's called a fairy tale. So the gingerbread boy ran away from the little old woman, and he ran away from the little old man, and he ran away from the cow and the horse and the pig and all kinds of animals. And then he comes to the sly old fox. Do you guys know what sly means? That means tricky. That fox was, another word is crafty. And that doesn't mean that you're making an art project. It means he was trying to trick the gingerbread boy. So was he able to trick the gingerbread boy? Yeah, because the gingerbread boy had nowhere to go, right? He came to the river and he couldn't get across. Or could he? What's a way, let's say you're at a swimming pool and you can get you need to get from one side to the other, and it's the summertime, and mom and dad is right there and they're watching you, and they say it's okay. What can you do? That's right, you could swim. But I'm wondering, could the gingerbread boy swim across the river? That's what I don't know. What would happen to the gingerbread boy if he got wet? Now, maybe he doesn't know how to swim, okay? But maybe there's a reason. So what I have right here with my cookies is I have some liquids. So I have some water, and I have something that people usually like to drink when they eat cookies. Do you know what this is? Comes from a cow, or this actually comes from almonds. Milk. Yeah. So I have water, and I have milk, and then I have something yellow. Do you know what this is? Let me show you. This is oil. Now, I certainly would not ever want to swim across oil, but I'm just wondering if there might be a difference in what happens to the gingerbread boy, and maybe other cookies as well, if we try to put them in the water, the milk, or the oil. All right. So let's say this gingerbread boy ran as fast as he could, and the fox was right there, and he said, "Jump on my back." And the gingerbread boy said, "Oh no, you sly old crafty fox trying to trick me. I am not going to jump on your back. I'm going to swim across the river." Let's see what would happen. Uh-oh. Well, first off, he doesn't know how to swim, does he? So that's a problem. Now, it's going to take him a minute because the river is going to be much bigger than this water. So we're going to give it a minute and see what happens. All right, now let's just say for fun, because we're doing fairy tales, let's say he came to a river made out of milk, because people like to dunk their cookies in milk in the gingerbread boy's cookie. So he's running as fast as he can, and he comes to the milk. And that sly old crafty fox is right there. It's a river of milk. And he says, "Jump on my back, gingerbread boy." And the gingerbread boy says, "Oh, no. I am not jumping on your back. I am going to swim across this river made of milk." And he does a cannonball right into the milk. Boop, right in there. And hard to tell, but he sank to the bottom. He's not very good at swimming. I can tell you that right now. All right. Now, it's fairy tales. You never know what you're going to come to. So let's say the gingerbread boy jumped out of the oven and ran and came to some oil. Now, that'd be a weird thing to come to, but, it's pretend. It's fairy tales. Maybe. So he comes to the oil, and there's the sly old fox. So, does the gingerbread boy jump on his back like he says? He says, "Oh, no. I am not jumping on your back. I'm going to swim across this river of oil." And so let's see what he can do. So should he dive in this time, or cannonball, or belly flop? Okay, belly flop. That sounds fun. Ready. Actually, it sounds like it might hurt, but it's a gingerbread boy. It's a cookie. 1, 2, 3, boop, belly flop. Okay, now I don't know if you can tell, but already he did not sink to the bottom. Now I don't have a ton of oil in here, mostly because it's my good olive oil and I don't want to waste it. But he is floating on top of the oil, so that's kind of interesting. All right, now I don't really want to stick my finger down in the in here, but one thing I want you to notice. The water, I don't know if you can tell, but it's starting to turn kind of brown looking. Yuck. All right, I'm going to get a spoon and see if I can get the gingerbread boy out. All right, so I've got my spoon. Gingerbread boy, let's reach in and see. Oh, friends, did you see what happened? He broke all apart. Ew. You see that? Yeah, I can't even get him out. He's just a crumbly mess. Yuck. Oh. Well, I want to dump that out before we even try another cookie to see if that might happen to another cookie. All right. Let's check him out in the milk. I got to look for him down there. also broke apart in the milk, but not quite as bad. I think I can still use the milk for another cookie. I'm going to put this old crumbly up gingerbread boy right here in the sink. Boop. All right. I'll give him a minute longer, but I'm going to tell you, this gingerbread cookie's still pretty hard. Right here in the oil. He's doing all right. He has not crumbled at all. He's very oily, but he hasn't crumbled. All right, I'm going to get some more water because this is gross. So let me dump him out. Now I have a couple of different kinds of cookies. And I'll send these to you guys as well. Or I sent these to you by the time you watch this. I have an Oreo. So we can let the Oreo swim in across the river. See what happens with the Oreo. He can belly flop. Boop. All right. Here's another Oreo. Cannonball. Boop. And I'm going to get the gingerbread boy out because he's doing just fine in that oil. Put him right here. I don't want to eat him. I'm going to finish eating my other one in a minute. All right, and this Oreo can cannonball into the oil. All right. Now, I will say something very interesting. The Oreo is floating. He might be a better, just, uh-oh, now he's sinking. There he goes. He started out floating, though. Very interesting. This one is also floating on top of the milk. Very interesting. Okay, I'm going to give him just a minute to see if anything different happens. Because, you know, it took a minute for our gingerbread guy to crumble all up, didn't it? Yeah. Oh, no. But you know what? Already, I went to get my Oreo out, and look what's happening to him. He is a crumbly mess. You know, the only part that's not crumbling of the Oreo, and this was an Oreo that we just didn't eat. It was a Halloween one. So it's got orange instead of white. But the only part that didn't really crumble is the middle. So that's kind of interesting. The cream filling did not crumble. All right, I'm going to dump that, get some more water. Okay. Going to go ahead and put the graham cracker in. Dive in, graham cracker. All right, now let's look and see what is happening to this Oreo in the milk. He did not crumble as bad, but he still is pretty crumbly. So the milk worked a little bit better than the water, but you know, the river was not made of milk. The river was made out of water. Put my graham cracker in. Okay, I dumped him in. And now, oh, he didn't crumble at all. Look, there's no cookie parts in the oil, but he is very oily. I don't want to get that on my computer, so put that right there, and I will let the graham cracker go for a swim. Okay. We don't have a ton of time left. We're about to run out of time on our steam activity. So let's see if we can look. What do you think's going to happen? Yep. Look at that. I go to get the graham cracker out. In the water, it completely falls apart. It crumbles. Ooh, it was pretty crumbly in the milk, too. It didn't take much time.